Oh boy, has it been a while since I made one of these, but you know what? A lot has changed in the past 2 years since I completely forgot to make a video like this last year. But yeah, I figured why not just go over my whole tech collection, and well, I can't showcase everything because I learned that some of my stuff is still in this box tower, and I'm sorry guys, I'm not tearing this whole thing apart just to fish them out. It's a hassle. And so I'm just going to show you everything that I can without just tearing this whole room apart, because it turns out I use a lot of this tech, and some of it is not exactly easy to just, unplug from the wall, place on table for showcasing. But we're gonna work with what we got. Let's cue the intro. The tech I have on my table isn't everything, like I mentioned, but we'll get started with it anyways. So how about we start off with the big thing here, my 2009 iMac. Yes, I still have one of these, and it is still running. My grandpa and I got this back up and running. I just paid $20 for a new motherboard with a working GPU, since the GPU was failing in it previously. So yeah, it has an all new logic board and GPU. The CPU is still the same. Oh, and then I also upgraded it with an SSD. It actually boots like much faster than it used to, which who knew an SSD would make that big of a difference, but boots a lot faster and it's become a lot more usable despite that. I still am not really using it for anything other than basic research on the internet or scripting. And the only reason why I'm using it that is because this table right here is actually a little more than just a table. You might have seen this in my Magic Mouse video, but yeah, this table is not here for just a set piece. It's actually a bit of a workstation for me. So that's why I have the iMac here. It's very handy when I need to look up something real quick. It's just go to the iMac. It's simple. And also for the other iMac stuff, I found the official keyboard for it. This is Apple's USB keyboard with the USB ports built in, which is something that I'm surprised not really that many other wired keyboards copied. Seriously, that's a brilliant idea. Why not build a USB hub into your keyboard? That's genius. And then I also got the wireless Mighty Mouse to control my Mac, since I hate wired mice. It has to be wireless. But yep, wireless Mighty Mouse controls the iMac. And I guess since we're moving along this way from the table, all right, this is my Apple Pencil that I got with my iPad Air. That was never featured in an Apple collection video because, unfortunately, between that past video and this video, I had bought the iPad Air and I have sold the iPad Air. I unfortunately have not sold this pencil because I haven't had much luck selling things. So yeah, I still have the Apple Pencil 2. Despite that, I can't use this anymore. This is now actually just a paperweight, if I'm being honest. You'll see why in just a bit. Next on the table, I have my Magic Mouse 2 Space Gray. This is the fully space gray one, where not just the top is black, but also the aluminum itself is space gray to match the space gray iMac Pro back when that was out. And so, yep, I have the space gray Magic Mouse. I do prefer the silver one, but this was what was in stock at Target when I bought it, so that's what I got. And onto a new device that I got recently that I'd have to fix at some point because the screen is completely cracked and it's currently locked at the moment. Thankfully, I do know the previous owner of this iPhone, so I'm sure I can get it unlocked at some point. I just need to get the screen working again. Oh, and the charge bar. I think the charge bar doesn't work either. Oh no, it's the home button that's broken. So yeah, I need a new screen, new home button, and then maybe I can get this iPhone 5S working. But yeah, this is a space gray iPhone 5S that one of my family members gave to me. Then moving down the line, we have my first Apple device ever. This is my iPod Nano 7th generation. The reason why I got this initially was I wanted an MP3 player with a touchscreen, which this has, and I also wanted it to have a built-in FM radio, which this has. Yeah, iPod Nano 7th generation. This was my first Apple product and one of my favorites, to be honest. Then we have my Siri remote, and this is because, again, I told you, it's kind of hard to unplug everything and put it here on the table, but this is my Siri remote to my Apple TV. I finally have an Apple TV. It is plugged into my desk setup right now, and I really do not want to fish the thing out. Here, I'll get B-roll footage. You happy? But yeah, I have a Siri remote for my Apple TV. This is the Siri remote with the USB-C plug. I have yet to actually make use of it. So yeah, despite that, I've owned this TV for, wow, I've actually owned this for almost a year now because I bought this back in June. So yeah, I have an Apple TV. Moving down to some other devices that I have randomly in the collection. This is an iPad 4 I used for a little bit when I didn't have an iPad. This was before I got my iPad Air 5, which again is sold off. So there's that. And then we have the original iPad right next to it, iPad cellular, but yeah, this is the original iPad. I'm surprised I managed to find one. And I got it for free. Oh, just like this one, I also got for free. Then I guess moving on down the line, we have my 2021 Yes, 2021 MacBook Pro 16-inch with the M1 Pro. This is the machine that edited this very video you're watching. I love my MacBook Pro so much. I think this is my ultimate favorite Apple device ever. But also right next to that, we have the real reason why I can't really use this, and this is because this is the 2024 iPad Pro 13-inch. Because of course, when you know me, you gotta go big or go home when it comes to screen real estate. So yeah, this is the M4 iPad Pro 13-inch, and yes, I have the Apple Pencil Pro. Again, I can't use the Apple Pencil 2 because it doesn't work for some stupid reason. I also got a matching Apple Pencil Pro to go with it, along with Apple's Smart Folio cover. This is primarily my thumbnail machine, but also my content consumption device when I'm just doing things around the house. I do use this a lot more than I initially thought, surprisingly. I initially bought this for college when I needed to take a 4-month course, and this was what I used for college, and honestly, it was pretty darn impressive. Not bad at all, actually. But still, pretty darn expensive. It's really not worth its price tag. Even with the discounts that I got, I paid a stupid amount of money for that. All right, moving on to this end of the table. I'll get this out of the way so I can put it back in my wallet. This is my Apple Card. I'm only showing you this side because, well, oh, here's the other side. See, Apple Card. I have one of these. It's awesome. This is my go-to credit card of choice. All right, let me put it back in my wallet. Next up on the table, we have my current daily driver, my iPhone XS Max in gold, 256 gigs of storage. I love this phone. If you're familiar with this channel, you'll know how much I love this phone. Sadly, I'll be retiring it at the end of the year, which sucks for me. All right, next up we have the phone that you typically see records these videos, but is not recording this one. I'm actually using a Pixel 6 to record this. This is my iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is my primary camera that I use for this channel. Occasionally I'll use the XS Max when it's convenient, but no, this is usually the go-to since, especially if you're running a tech channel like I am, come on, you're dealing with camera snobs all the time. They're gonna get so complaining about all the details and such. Even though I managed to fool plenty of tech snobs into thinking that I filmed with this device, when in reality, I filmed with this. Then we come to my AirPods collection here, where, yes, I use AirPods Max. I love these headphones so much. I do. That's what happens when you're an audiophile and you care about sound. No, these are not the best headphones you can buy if you're an audiophile and care about sound that much. They're not. But they sound really amazing, and for the price point, yeah, I at least found it worth it. And I have the audio cable that adapts a 3.5mm audio to go into this somewhere. I think it's in the carrying case, the proper carrying case that I use with this thing. Because, yeah, this thing here, absolute joke. And besides my AirPods Max, I have my 2 sets of AirPods Pro. This is the first generation that I bought of how many years ago? I think it was like 2 or 3. Nah, it's probably closer to 3 because I've had these for almost 2 years now. But yeah, I have the first and the second generation AirPods Pro. These are bought at a discount. The second gen I paid full price because I bought them on launch day. Totally worth it though, because I keep having issues with my AirPods Pro, and I'm probably going to end up purchasing another set at some point this year because I don't know what the deal is. I keep losing transparency and ANC all the time, and I think it has to do with my ears or something. I don't know, but I go through earbuds really quickly. So yeah, I'll probably be needing a new set of that at some point. There's a few other Apple products that I can't put on the set because again, it requires unplugging things and yada yada yada. All right, the first product, aside from the Apple TV, like I mentioned, I have a HomePod Mini. I use that on a daily basis, quite literally. It's my alarm clock along with my TV's speaker. Yeah, I really love my HomePod Mini. It sounds amazing for its tiny size. Totally worth the $99. I legit use that product a lot, actually. And then we have another product that I haven't really made a video on this channel yet. I am well overdue for making a video on this channel because I've had this product for like 2 years now. It's my Apple Airport time capsule. Yes, I have one of those for a couple reasons. Number one, where I'm at in my house right now, I am basically without of range on the normal family Wi-Fi network because it's all the way down at the other end of the house. So once you get to this bedroom, you're completely without Wi-Fi signal, which is not good for me at least. So the solution that I came up with is I ripped out an old phone line that used to go to this room, and I routed an Ethernet cable from here to the router and plugged in an Apple Airport time capsule that I bought off of eBay for $50, I think. And that is the Wi-Fi router for this room at least. I mean, it extends down to the house too. In fact, actually, I think this Wi-Fi router has better range than the family's Wi-Fi router, if I'm being honest, because I can even reach that signal from where the Wi-Fi router is down there. So yeah, I think I have a better internet device thanks to Apple, which it's kind of a shame that Apple doesn't make these anymore. But yes, I do have an Apple Airport time capsule. This is the server that I use to store these videos on as a backup, along with a few other things and private documents that you're not allowed to see. Oh, I actually completely forgot. I'm wearing an Apple product right now because I am also wearing an Apple Watch Series 7. Still rocking that thing for 3 years at this point. Have I really had it that long? Jeez. And then I got 2 more Apple products that are buried in my stack here. There's my iPod Touch 6th generation with an expanding battery. Why do I still have that? I don't know. I need to do something about that before it explodes. And then also my iPhone 5C. So yeah, I have the better version of the 5 and the worse version of the 5. I don't know why. And when you add in a few extra Apple cables and stickers and that I've collected, I've gotten rid of a black MacBook that I used to have. Basically, the story with that was I found a black MacBook on eBay that was basically functioning, but it had no operating system installed. So I bought it to install an operating system on it, and it works. And then I sold it because I need money, and I don't really have much use for an old laptop like that. Then again, I mentioned I had the iPad Air, and yeah, that's gone now because the device was not meeting my needs. So yeah, I know it's crazy to think if that expensive an iPad is unable to meet my needs. My goodness. And yet, again, these iPads are still overpriced for what they are, if I'm being honest. It's annoying. Oh, and then I forgot these devices right here. I am sorry. Yeah, I was so focused on Apple devices. Let me talk about the other devices I have. These are a pair of Samsung Galaxy S7s. One of them was from my grandpa, the other was from my uncle. So yeah, I have a Verizon and an AT&T version of the Galaxy S7. Galaxy S7 was one of my favorite Samsung phones ever, which is why I collect them. I also have a BlackBerry Q10, I believe. So yeah, I have a BlackBerry on my desk. It mostly stays in a drawer.
And then finally, we have the Pixel 6 that I am using to film this video. Well, not this clip, but I am filming this video with the Pixel 6.
And that's pretty much going to conclude my tech collection. I can't really think of any other tech products that I have right now that would be of any interest for this video. So until next year, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is DeWolf, Random Alpha, signing out.